all times, every person really aspires to be the greatest person that they can be in life. And it's always very frustrating when you feel like what you're trying to do is not really coming out like you really anticipated it. But well, it's always good for you to refresh yourself with very inspirational quotes and inspirational messages from that regard. And that is very healthy for any business person right there. And of course, that's why on SMB we decided to always freshen up your day, start up your day with inspirations. But of course, before we get there, of course, Zabu made this very much more possible. Star 292 hash is the magic code, as you'll be able to buy government bonds and securities, any of your choice, with as little as 15,000 Ghana shillings. The market's open. If that is at 8:15 a.m. and the close exactly 3:15 p.m. East African time. That is Monday to Friday, except on the weekends and also the public holidays when they don't really operate. Of course, no more excuses. Why shouldn't you own government bonds and securities for you to earn a side income? And this can be done at any part of the country that you will be at. You could be in the north, you could be in the west, you could be in south, whatever part. Zabu made it much more easy for you. And the also other interesting aspect in here is that if you're tired of trading this any longer, you can sell up your shares and you get your money instantly on your mobile phone. Zabu, my money, my future. Do something new, Texas, Africa. And of course, as you get empowered regarding, of course, business investment. Now let's get straight into our business quotes, tips and quotes. But firstly, let's review. That is the business tip of the day. Now the business tip today, let's take a look at it. Says that be prepared to evolve, and of course the ability to think for yourself and make important decisions are both vital. That is vital traits of entrepreneurship, and of course independence provides that is the drive to get where you want to go without that is the influence of others, other people's opinions or any outside noise. Now, it further says that perhaps you have a unique idea of a product or service that hasn't been created before. Now, independence gives you the ability to put yourself out there and take the initiative to make it happen. Now, of course, evolution, that is something that is very important when you take a look in here and talking about the aspect of independence. This is about self-discovery, getting to realize who you really are, and that comes when you have that self-independence. When you're free, there is some unique idea that you really have inside of you, and this can be made really to manifest in a way that is very, very interesting, and it can be really, it can impact the lives of the people. So that is something that you shouldn't really joke. Be prepared to evolve. By nature, as humans, we are created to evolve. So whether you feel it or you don't feel it, I don't really care, but you are evolving at the end of the day. So explore that brain, every day you get to know that you're evolving. So as you're evolving, new ideas and your brain capabilities increase at the same time. And that means that you will be able to do something that is very impactful. I know it sounds very normal and usual when you hear it as I'm saying it out there, but really try it someday. Take off some time. Be alone, be independent, be yourself. Think about yourself as an evolving being. In that way, you'll see the magic. Do that for 30 days. Of course, you will be telling me what is really happening to your life in that regard. Well, that is it regarding the business tip of the day. But now let's take a look at the quote of the day. Now, the business quote of the day says that some people dream of success, while other people get up every day, every morning and make it happen. That is something you really need to. When you hear this, it really comes back to the aspect of dreaming and you don't act about it. You dream about success, but what are you doing about it? Are you doing something to make sure that the success that you talk about really manifests at the end of the day? So that really tries to present to you that life is more of actions, not just mere speaking and dreaming every other day. But of course, those actions are guided by your dreams, because at the end of the day, still, if you implement something without a vision, without a plan, without a future, what are you having in mind as you're doing what you do? It's also very important. But it's good. Dream while you're acting. Dream while you're acting. I mean, that makes it a little bit of a double sort of exploration. And definitely, when you do that, there is no way you can fail to have mighty exploits regarding your life. Well, that is it regarding the business tips and quotes. Hope you're getting inspired regarding that. But now let's get into the social media trends. What's really trending? And of course, it's having some sort of a business sense. Now we start with the government of Uganda here. Of course, the announcement of the final investment decision for the Telenga Kingfisher and the ECOP projects in February 2022 has presented investment opportunities worth 15 billion $15 billion US dollars. That is in the East African region. Well, that is something very, very interesting. The government of Uganda coming up with that, and it's called, of course, it's quite very, very interesting in there. The opportunities it's attracting, and this is something for generations and generations that will be benefiting from. Well, still taking a look at the social media trends. What's trending? It's making some sort of business sense, and of course, we see Rebecca Litra Kadaga. Of course, Uganda is aggressively taking up the campaign to popularize that is the use of Kiswahili. A marathon is in the offing rather. It is expected to involve celebrity personalities in sports, music and drama, and of course the East African region. I think, yeah, it's very good to have a uniting language. And I know not so many people in Uganda are really familiar with Kiswahili, you know. But anyway, it's always important to have a language that unites both, you know, the nations in the region. If you talk about the European Union, English is a uniting factor. Well, now let's take a look here. This is coming in from Dennis Nyambani. He says that Tanzania President Samia Suluhu Hassan has revealed that her country has a stable economy compared to other East African countries. She further acknowledged that Kenya has a scarcity of dollars, hence no capacity to purchase fuel. Well, I mean, the battle is always interesting when we see rival nations coming in. I mean, these are countries that seem to be economic powerhouses in the region, and, you know, coming up with that competition. If it's a healthy one, definitely it will result to boosting each other's, because each country will be working towards being the best. Now, taking a look at here, this is ground updates. President Museveni urged East African leaders to continue with the East Africa integration, that is to provide an extended market in the region. Yeah, the integration is very important in that regard. And of course, we still see here that President Museveni asked the party leaders to preach the gospel of East African integration to Ugandans in a bid to enlarge and benefit from the large markets. Well, definitely sensitization is very important, so you need the messengers out there to preach the message to the people that don't really know, and it can really be a good eye opener in that regard. And now taking a look here, this is Abdi Dubat says this morning accompanied by the Kenyan ambassador to Uganda, His Excellency Major General, that is George Obino, made an official visit to East Africa Development Bank headquarters in Kampala and was received by the country. The manager, that is Mr. Francis Ogwang. Uganda, that is head of finance, that is Mr. Bernard Mono and the team. Well, very interesting. And of course, we really believe that will be quite very beneficial. Now, this is coming in from the Uganda Investment Authority. And of course, telling you mark the dates of the 10th edition of the East African Petroleum Conference and Exhibition, that is with effect from 9th to 11th of March 2023. Well, more of that is going to be very, very interesting for you to explore. And of course, the opportunities that are involved. Now, this is still we see, this is at Buki, at Bochi, of course. Okay. About what His Excellency Her Excellence Samia Suluhu said, is it true that Tanzania is the fastest growing East African country? And of course, this battle will be, I guess it will be quite very interesting for these rival nations. That's if it's really a healthy one and doesn't turn out to be, you know, how rivalry can really lead to. Well, that is it for our social media trends, and at this very time we're getting into update number 2. This time around, we are looking at risk management and of course associated with insurance. How do you manage those risks? And now we're going to get into this very update, and of course, when we are done, I'm going to be joined with Durham Paulson, and we shall be brainstorming regarding that. And our viewer out there, I don't know what you think about this risk management. Of course, one of the best ways to avert any risks it's very important for you to engage into insurance. Let's get into this real quick. Of course, I'll be returning with Joran for more insights.
Basically, when we talk about their investments and there's also insurance, the question is, are they one and the same? Are they different? I think these products complement themselves, because when it comes to investments, you're looking at having a return that can help you grow your business, and we all need successful businesses to cater for our needs even during retirement. But when it comes to insurance, insurance says you might have a long-term vision. You might think that you will be able to work for the rest of your life, but unfortunately there are uncertainties. There is death, you can get disabled, you can have a problem at your workplace, and you're not in position to be a breadwinner. So insurance comes and says, look, there is this uncertainty that may come, but in the event that it does come, your financial status or welfare should not be cut. And that is what the kind of information we are giving to the public is all about. Telling people it is very, very important to think about uncertainties in the event that something happens. So yes, it's good to invest, it's good to think long term. However, get that insurance cover that will help maintain your standard of living in the event that something happened to you. Whether it is education for your children, whether it's related to your disabilities, in case it happened, maybe an accident, whether it involves insuring your building, there are so many things that you can insure against. And that is the message that we are communicating to the public.
We have come out to create more awareness about insurance. There is a feeling in the market where people actually think insurance is for the rich. But we have realized that it is important for us to come out as a leading insurance players as Old Mutual to create more awareness so that people begin to appreciate the benefits of insurance. We all agree that for example, education has become one of the most expensive services that are being consumed by Ugandans. But there is a solution which we, the insurers, we are providing, where people can be able to save money on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis, based on their earnings, where they can be able to accumulate an amount in about 5 years, and they can take care of, for example, their children's education in the universities and so on. So insurance basically is paying little for a big amount and taking care of you at the point when you are unable. For example, we have seen families that have lost their breadwinners and children have been left nowhere. And we have seen relatives fighting for the properties that have actually been organized or arranged for their immediate family members being taken up by relatives. But insurance services are the only ones that have come out to bail out people in the need. We have seen the effects of COVID, where so many people have lost jobs, and we have seen insurance coming out to bail out individuals who have been retrenched, people who have resigned from their places of employment, where their only backup are the investments that they made under insurance or something like that. So it is important for us as insurers to come out and create awareness and increase the penetration, which is still very low. Having a penetration which is below 1% is a clear indicator of low appreciation of insurance, a low level of understanding, and as UAP Old Mutual, we are ready to come out and partner with a number of our key stakeholders, including the banks. You have also, you understand that we have also a bigger agents force, which we have also recruited, trained, to make sure that they can be able to reach out to our customers, looking at our existing but also our targeted customers across the country. So we are planning also to come out and do some drives across the country, partnering with government agencies, partnering with corporate organizations. You have seen us participating in marathons, contributing to the Cancer Institute of Mulago, and also partnering with Zambia in terms of funding the ward for the cancer patients. So we have done a lot of work around supporting our communities, because we clearly understand that it is our communities that harbor our employees, about our existing customers as well as our targeted customers. So it is important for us to give back to the communities.
Well, that is insurance and of course risk management. I don't know how you really manage your risk, and how do you really think is the best way to really manage, the risks associated with life. We face quite so many aspects, unforeseen circumstances as we grow up, from our businesses, from our areas of work. What if one day you wake up and you can't really do what you do? Probably you get lame and you're amputated. Probably you lose one of your body parts, which is essential to your productivity. I mean, what is that? What are you going to do regarding that? And of course, we've seen quite lots of stories of people that have been really left out just like that with life because of the unforeseen circumstances, and also the fact that they didn't really manage that unforeseen. So now that's what we call risk management. I know majority of the people, majority of us think, okay, yeah, which is okay. I don't want to say think. What you're thinking is right, but let's take a look at the other side of life. That one of the ways to manage the risks is through savings. Well, I don't know what you really think right there. And of course, right with me here, I'm joined with Joram Paulson. We're going to be just, giving you some little bit of a discussion regarding that. And of course, you're entitled to your opinion as a viewer regarding what we are going to be talking about. Joram, very good morning. How are you?
Yes, good morning. Good. It's still a cold kind of morning from the side of Uganda.
Very true.
It's more like as if we are, living in times of December. I should say. But it's time when this kind of weather is a lot more favorable for the farmers.
Of course.
It is time for at least sowing those seeds. Planting season.
But also remember when we started that too much rain spoils crops.
It does, but according to the February, and at least when you look at the fact that in Feb it was too much of the heat, you get to realize that at least this is quite good for them to at least start the cultivation, making the soils really ready.
Right.
And now speaking of insurance here, and I think insurance lately has become something being talked about everywhere, and continuously many insurance companies are doing the awareness programs.
Of course.
Include every other small businesses, people on a personal basis understanding insurance, so as to at least get to know that if at all there is a risk you've insured against an insurance cover, or if at all there is a risk to your business, you can actually insure it in case it happens. You can have a backup plan, because insurance is going to come and back you up. It's just like you're running and you fall down, then someone gives you a helping hand, pulls you up. So it is as simple as that. And for insurance, it's exactly the same thing here. And it is how you get it. Sometimes we are living in these times where you want to understand, or you want to put yourself in this kind of belief that, this is insurance and what is it about? But obviously, as you can hear, insure something. You're not sure of the certainties that are going to happen. But in case it happens, how do you get back? And insurance is doing this. So it is more like what has been highlighted here, insurance and risk management. How do you manage these risks? Because an insurance company will still take you through, give you advice on how to avoid such risks in case it happens. How do you get back up? So these are some of the things that we need to at least get to understand.
And some from adding on what you said, you see quite lots of people. We have this mindset, most especially in Uganda, that probably. Like one of the ways we want to manage our risks, because there is a mentality that insurance is for the rich, but I don't know how long that mindset is going to change from Ugandans. So what some people say, let me save money, probably every month, but before you know it, because they think the savings they have are the ones, they feel like the savings are like the security in life. But imagine an incident where something happens and all the money that you have saved, you end up spending it on that uncertainty, and it's done. But at least with insurance, that if it happens, you're going to be given that support back, and to the maximum, to the fullest. But now here, you are supporting yourself, and it's determinant on what reserve you have in terms of savings. I think there is a story, we've done it here on Smart24, about a gentleman. I think it was compiled by Benson Mumbere. No, it was actually it was a feature we did about a lame guy, who had retired. One day he gets an accident.
There's no plan B for his retirement
exactly.
and everything. Yes.
That thing was really quite catchy, and I believe for any Ugandan out there, getting to understand that insurance is it's something that you need to really take into great consideration. Well, it's exactly 22 minutes. That is past 8 a.m. and of course we're still discussing the aspect of risk management and insurance, and of course quite lots of sensitization programs are going on as we speak, informing the Ugandans about insurance. Why do they really need insurance? Maybe Jordan, anything that you had to say about that as we wind up in just 30 seconds or 20 seconds?
Well, of course, but by the look of things here, insurance, there are lots of risks that can be efficiently managed by insurance, taking up insurance covers, especially for the business people, the business community. There is a lot more that you can easily insure in case you're actually doing your business. So you try. If we are to talk about trying, is that get to understand, be aware. There is available information. We've got a lot of insurance companies within the country, and of which the only way to at least know or how to at least put it out there is for you to get on board with these insurance companies. Get to ask these questions. You ask these questions about which cover is available. How can I attain it? Company. So these are things that I think should be more about learning new things, I should say. But for any business, it is right and wise enough for you to at least have an insurance cover against anything. It can be at least a fire outbreak, or it depends on the kind of business you do and the kind of risk, because there are quite a number of risks per business. So you have to insure according to the risk. Sometimes this risk may be unavoidable. What if it happens and then you have no cover up? So that's exactly what this particular update is all about, relating or driving you around understanding risk and of course understanding risk management, and of course how you go by it.
You go by it. Well, that is quite very interesting, getting to understand, find out the information. It's already available. Then no excuse for not, of course, having that information. You can still get to us on our social media handles at Smart24 TV on Twitter. This discussion, what do you really think? How best do you think you can manage that is risk? Do you really feel like your savings are safe for you? Well, I don't know about that. You're entitled to anything that you have to say regarding this very matter. Well, it's exactly 24 minutes past 8 a.m. We're still driving your business here on the #1 break. Our fast show around town, of course, discussing the business-related matters, and of course that is made all possible with Zabu. Of course, just made your training experience much more easy and friendly. Star 292#, that is the magic code, and you'll be available with quite lots of options. You can buy government bonds and securities, any of your choice, and of course with the markets opening, and that is at 8:15 a.m. to 3:15 p.m. East African time. And of course they have already opened now 10 minutes back as we speak. Right now, so go buy the stocks. Zabu, my money, my future. Of course, do something new. That is from the Altex securities, and of course, life will be made much more easy and better as you're earning yourself quite a very interesting side income for you there. And of course, when you're tired of trading, you can sell your shares and of course get back your money and do something else. Zabu, my money, my future. Do something new for yourself for this year 2023. Well, at this very time we're going to get into a break, and of course when we return back we shall be coming up with the business, entertainment and sports, and of course quite lots of interesting stories coming up just after the break. Stick around. A very good morning.
Smart24, driving business.